Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to Let's Play Siralim Ultimate. I am happy to be back in this game. I'm feeling pretty energized right now. Just got done with my Saturday cardio session, which actually involved jogging outside. Pretty brutal in this heat, but I stayed hydrated, I put on sunscreen, I did all the good stuff, and I wasn't outside for that long. So ultimately, feeling pretty good about it afterwards, and hopefully we're gonna feel pretty good about today's session. Now, the goal for today is gonna be to just continue on doing the usual things. We're very close to finishing another long-running achievement. I don't think we're gonna get it done in this episode because there's a bit. It would take a little bit too long, but definitely in the next episode is Anointment Collector 10 for getting our 350th anointment. We'll get another couple in this episode, and then we'll maybe make next episode a little bit longer. Get that taken out. And yeah, I think we just gotta go on and take down a couple false gods. You know, get another couple anointments. Let's take a look at our projects. Let's see what's running. Keyforge to hand in. Okay, that's fine. Let's take a look at our Rune of Prophecies, which we'll hand in after we've completed a few more things. And yeah, let's just jump in and... Oh, I didn't wanna... You know what? I guess I'll just start a new Keyforge. I didn't want to hand that in, but you know what? It's okay. We're just gonna go in and on instability 0, take out another boss. Got a couple of them to take down. And yeah, we'll get that done. Ooh, another thing I should mention is I've been playing some Slay the Spire, and I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't remember what I said last week in the last episode. That's another consequence of playing less frequently, is that you don't really remember what you said or didn't say in the previous session. But even if I said it, then I'll say it again, is that I actually did get the 100% in Slay the Spire, which... actually no, let me rephrase that. I got every single Steam achievement, or like even the endgame achievements are same as the Steam achievements. I got all of those done, but that is not the 100% in the game, because to get the true 100%, I think it's consensus that you gotta beat Ascension 20 with every character. Now, there are mods that you can use. Hang on, let me just close the browser. No need to have it open. I think it's slowing things down a little bit. There are mods that you can use to skip straight to Ascension 20. And then, right, once you've beaten Ascension 20, it's already harder than all the other Ascensions. And you can make it even harder by yourself. You can be like, okay, I insist on beating the heart on Ascension 20, and you can do that, but I don't want to, like, I like doing things in a vanilla way, so I'm going through all of the Ascensions one by one, which means, so I got the, Steam achievements done by beating Ascension 20 with the Watcher, because the Watcher is the quickest character to play with. Even quicker than the Ironclad, but a little bit more complicated than the Ironclad. But if you've, you know, if you're willing to memorize, you know, enemy patterns, or, you know, like you keep a spreadsheet open, or you're willing to restart fights when you realize that enemies are doing something different than what you thought they would be, you can just you can just restart battles as well. So if you're willing to do those things, then the Watcher is for sure the quickest to play with. Anyway, so the Watcher was the one that I used to get the Steam achievement, but now we still got to get the other characters done, and that means 19 multiplied by 3, because I beat Ascension 1 with all of the other characters. So 19 multiplied by 3 is 57. 57 divided by 4 is divided by 4? No. 50. Hang on. So I have 12. I have 3. I'm gonna do 3 episodes a week. You know, like 1 Ironclad, 1 Silent, 1 Defect. When I'm, you know, just doing Ascensions. And so 3 episodes a week means 12 episodes a month. Means 57 divided by 12 is nearly 5. So it's gonna be a nearly 5-month project, getting all those Ascensions done. But I consider it basically a warm-up for Slay the Spire 2. Now, I may not play Slay the Spire 2 immediately when it comes up, because it's gonna be in early access for a long time, I suspect. It might not even be finished. Like, it might not have like an end game chapter. Like, all of the game core content might not even be there at that point. Like, details right now are scant on what the state of the game will be like when it launches. But I don't like to get into games before they're finished. I know the whole economy and the whole culture around gaming has changed, and people are happy to just play and even to record Let's Plays on games that are being developed as they're playing them. And that's fine for people who enjoy that. And you know, there's a certain satisfaction that people get from, in a way, just being part of the development process, right? But you know, it, like, for me, it would remove a little bit of the surprise from the game, like seeing a boss in an incomplete or like in a form that isn't balanced properly. Like if a boss is initially introduced and its first form is a little bit too easy, you know, and you go through it and it's like, oh well, that was a bit of an anticlimax, like stuff like that. Basically, you can only experience something for the first thing. You can only experience why am I struggling so much with this sentence? You can only experience You can only experience something for the first time once. There we go. That's what I'm. Okay, I got 382. We gotta. Hang on. Let me just. I gotta get rid of the stone. The game's interrupting my monologue. You can only experience something for the first time once, and then it's over. And then, yeah, after it's rebalanced, you can play it again, but it won't be the same. And I prefer to see things in their most you know, well-balanced final forms. That's what I was like when Hades was under development, because Hades was in early access for felt like multiple years almost, and I waited patiently. Initially, when it was in early access, they hadn't even finished like what the ending of the game would be like. So I waited and I waited, and I feel like I felt vindicated, because after all my waiting, when I finally did play it, it was, and still is, I think, possibly the best game ever made. But in its early access form, I don't think I would have felt like it was the best game ever made if I played it and if it didn't even have an ending at that point. And then if I'd played it in its unfinished form, I don't know if the fact that they later added more stuff, which made the game better, could have given me the kind of experience where I would feel, oh, this is the best game ever made. I think to have that experience on an emotional level can only happen if you experience the final product, and not just if you experience an unfinished version of it and then later you play the better version. Alright, so that's again, I'm not sure if I'm explaining this in the most intuitive way, but I think people can probably understand what I'm getting at. Long story short, if Slay the Spire 2 looks like it's gonna be, well, if it first of all looks like it's just an incomplete game, and then if it looks like it's gonna be in early access for a long time, then it might be a while before I get into it, which, you know what, that's fine. Like, I feel like I'm getting into Slay the Spire 1 at just the right time, because Slay the Spire 2 is going to come out, and then I'll be like, oh, I wish I could play this, but it's in early access, I want to wait until it's finished. But then, I can just, you know, enjoy the original Slay the Spire. And if that one, like, if I finish everything, if I do all of the ascensions on everybody, and I'm still craving deck builders, you know what, we can do Monster Train, because Monster Train 1 and 2 are both out. I intend on playing both of them. I may not do a Let's Play for Monster Train 1. Might skip to 2. It depends on which one's more difficult. Whichever the easy one is, I'll just play it myself. Whichever the more difficult one is, I'll do a Let's Play on that one. That's gonna be how I handle that one. Anyway, I feel like we're moving a little bit slow in this episode, but you know what? When you're doing one episode a week, you don't necessarily mind if you're not operating at peak pace all the time. So we gotta take out a master. Alright. We gotta find another horse figurine. There we go. And alright, so there's stuff here. There's stuff here. Finding all these treasure maps, but we don't have a treasure map objective. That feels kind of sad. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Didn't we see the exit somewhere? Yeah, there we go. New realm. New realm. Let's go. Alright, another... Okay, it's this guy. He's gonna give us a bunch of treasure for helping him escape. I love this. It's just like various decoration items. He's just trapped behind all of them. And I'm pretty sure that every item you see is an actual decoration that you can have in the actual game. Speaking of decorations, I haven't been keeping track of exactly what has or hasn't been added into the or what will or won't be added into the upcoming update, have mainly only been focused on like major like game changes, but I'm sure that there's gonna be lots of cosmetic stuff added as well. And I'm actually pretty excited about that because one thing I want to do is another like castle renovation episode. I really hope they go all in and just add like, assuming they've got time to do it, right? Just add like thousands of cosmetic decoration items. Like the more they add, the better, right? The more, and maybe give you a little bit more space in the castle as well, like more rooms. Because I'm sure, oh heck, there's another map that we're not gonna get any value out of. But yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure there's gonna be like new, like useful objects that you can have in your castle. You can have separate rooms for a lot of them, just for, you know, like for flavor, you know, role-playing purposes. It's nice to immerse yourself into the game. Let's take on the Masochist Master, right? And let's continue. We got a creature to find. Yes, we'll hit the, there we go. And you attack. But you're dead, son. Alright. Alright, I should also be making donations, right? Because we do want to raise our why did I go home? Am I supposed to go home? Is there something I want to do? Well, I guess I'll just get rid of the nether stone right now. It was 382. Not this one, but this one. And another cool 20k piety. Oh yeah, I'm also saving a lot of piety. It might be pointless because maybe there's gonna be nothing added. We do have a bounty. I've just been really slow. Usually I'd expect to be fighting a false god at this point. But maybe there's gonna be something added, which something else that you can spend your piety on. Listen, even if it's just cosmetic stuff, like decorations or skins, and you're buying those in lieu of things that make your party actually stronger, I'd still buy those, because I'm just a collector at heart. And this is the Renegade. Alright, that's the realm already done, but we are not done with this realm because we got to kill a master. How we doing? We just got to kill nature creatures, which I'll wait until we kill them naturally. I'm not gonna force the issue. I tell you what, if everything else is done and there are nature creatures still left to kill, then I'll summon a few of them at the candle. But why? Why be impatient? You know, why just take it easy? That's another level. We're approaching level 80. That's going to be another exciting moment. Because I'm pretty sure for level 80 we're going to be getting special bonuses. Alright. Alright. Let's go. Pilgrimage. We will hand that in. Alright. Alright. Alright, you're dead. Alright. Let's go home, hand in the pilgrimage, start a new one. And then I think we're gonna be taking out a false god pretty soon. Is anybody on 76 on this page? No, but a couple of them are on this page, so we'll do Tauren. Shackler is okay, because Shackler can only be killed by indirect damage. Where are all the false gods, dude? This is the second nether boss. Sorry, yeah, the second nether boss we're fighting. I guess I do have to pick up the pace a little bit. Alright, come on. Come on. Alright. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yoink that. I guess we'll try to do this mini quest as well, get a bit of extra reputation with Tauren. We do have to hunt down the master as well, and of course gotta take down this nether boss. Alright. Salamanders are a pain. Luckily wasn't as bad as it could have been. The Troll Master has now also been taken down. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright. There's the nether boss. I think we take you down and then we just keep going. Yep. Shackler was easy to take down. Man, why am I'm getting angry at the game for giving me stuff. Just because all of these nether stones that don't have traits on them, I just crush them into piety, which is still good, right? It's still giving me stuff. But, it's just giving me work to do, I guess. That's my problem. Yeah, so we gained another 375 rep with the Tauren. Alright, another okay realm, and we can hold on to the Keyforge mission. We don't really care about that too much. Ah, fuck. You summon more enemies. That's okay. Was there a reason we had to go back home? Well, we have to destroy the nether stone, but we can do that after we take down this false god. God damn it. Okay. New realm, Hydronox. We gotta do it on Instability 5. I almost said Ascension 5, but that's not a... that is a Slay the Spire term. I'm on these episodes aren't going to be going up until like October, but right now I'm on Ascension 9 with Ironclad, Silent, and Defect. and I'm hoping that before the... Well, a lot depends on how soon the 2.0 update comes out. But if it gets pushed to like the end of August, there's a good chance I'll be done with all of the Slay the Spire Ascensions before the end of next month. Yeah, I'll take the 3 debuffs. I am really enjoying doing the Ascensions. I feel like the Silent is the weakest character, especially once you go past... once you start getting into the Ascensions where basic enemies are stronger, the Silent just doesn't start with enough damage to keep up with even trash mobs. Everybody else has ways of doing more damage, but the Silent just gets wrecked. Unless you like immediately get... Unless you immediately win the lottery and find some great cards, you're just going nowhere with the Silent. That's how it feels like to me anyway. But yeah, I mean, even with the Silent, yeah, you can have a few more attempts before you get a good build going, just because of the amount of luck that you need. But when the good builds get going, they still feel pretty damn good. Alright, seems fine. 3 more enemies. Probably up there. No, nobody's up here. Alright. Well... Is somebody in... No? Okay. Well, okay, where have I not... I guess there's a whole part of... There's a whole part of the map, and here's one of them. Helpfully coming towards me. Man, I hate these Sturdy Gargantuans, because... We need Time Walk, man. Hang on, does anybody have... Does anybody have space for an extra spell? Because I think we need Time Walk. We're being held back by our lack of Time Walk. Right, so let's take you out. Yeah, we gotta do some spell modification. Really, one of our people is silenced. This nearly went catastrophically wrong because of the debuffs. Okay, 299. Hang on, dude. I'm back to just taking pictures of these with my phone because I changed my. I changed some settings on my computer recently. I changed where like screenshots get saved to. And just because I'm reorganizing things, but I don't want to take screenshots and then in the middle of my gaming session try to figure out where they are. So I'll just do the phone for now. Let's just do soul rending. Getting more nature guild rep. Oh, and that's another rank. 0 enemies. So let me just duck in here just to smash a few things. Alright. And now we can head home. I can destroy these nether stones. Where's the exit? It's gotta be here. Alright. project to hand in. Goblet of Trials. We are holding on to that for the next Rune of Prophecies. We're still on Nature Creatures, but that's gonna happen pretty soon. We're still on Riddle Answers. You know what? Let's just take it easy. We just took out Hydronox. Let's go for Impington. There was something else I needed to do. Yes, I needed to destroy a couple of stones. All right. So what do we got here? We got Sparkling Stone, rarity 299. And then we got Sparkling Bauble, rarity 292. Okay. Another little bit of piety, and do we even want to hand in a project? Nah, I think we'll just leave it. What do we do now? I guess we just go to a new realm? I feel like I'm... Oh no, yeah, no, we had to get Time Walk. So let's... You have one empty... Okay, so I'll give Time Walk to the first guy. It's already sorcery, that's pretty good. Enchant? Just make it generous. Just make it generous and nothing else. Oh, I got it. I gotta upgrade it first. Now enchant the Time Walk. Make it generous. Now equip it on you. Now we gotta create a new macro, or we gotta edit the macro for our mimics. So first I gotta see what is the trait for the Sturdy Gargantuan called? It's called Defer Pain. So now we gotta go to our macros, gotta edit. Wait, what macro are you guys running? FH1, FH2, FH3, alright. If any enemy has a Defer Pain, cast Time Walk on that creature is the line that we need to add. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to our macros. Unfortunately, we've got to edit 3 of them to add the same line. Has trait... Defer Pain, cast cast Time Walk on that creature, and then we gotta move. Gotta move the line up. Yeah. And now we've got to just do this 2 more times. And the enemy has trait easy. Defer Pain. cast Time Walk on that creature. Move up. And finally, one last one. If any enemy has trait Defer Pain, cast Time Walk on that creature. Now I've got to move this line up. And now Sturdy Gargantuans should hopefully no longer be a problem for us. Okay, and now we gotta go back on instability 0, and we just gotta keep going. Alright, we just gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. 8 enemies and a master. We gotta find Rainbow Wells. Seems reasonable. Alright. I will let that treasure golem be. We don't need to fight him. Man. 8 Pumpkin Kings. They're just so annoying. Now I'm actually kind of curious to see what happens the next time we... I don't want to summon an entire group of... Hey, nice. I don't want to summon an entire group of Sturdy Gargantuans, because... Oh, fuck these guys, man. Because then... It's gonna be pretty annoying. I guess we can do one group just to test. Nah, we'll wait until we find them in the wild. We'll let it be a surprise. We have not taken out the master yet. Look at our prophecies. We're still trying to track down nature creatures. I have not found the master. Could be to the left. Gotta check. Was not. Alright, let's go. Let us go. Oh, the battle isn't over yet. I was like, well, why are we still on the screen? But no. There we go. Gemlin Master taken out, and now we can safely flee this realm and just go on to the next. 3 projects to hand in. Experiment, Training, Keyforge. I'll hold on to all of these. We're just gonna keep going down through the realms until we find the next false god, or until we finish this Rune of Prophecies. Seven more realms to get the second pilgrimage. I might just try to get that done. You know, get another fully completed Rune of Prophecies. Gotta cleanse a portal. We can get that done right away. Alright. Easy. Easy. Alright, we've got to... We do have to find a master. So let's keep looking. Nothing in here. I'm not gonna mess with the clocks just because it slows us down. It doesn't give us anything really that exciting. Alright, let's take you out. Alright. Alright. Where are you, dude? Oh my god, this map is a bit of a nightmare, but we'll pull through. We'll pull through. Let's go up and around. 5 enemies. Fuck off, dude. Protected. Alright, dude. Alright, dude. Okay. All of the enemies were just hanging out in this part of the map. What? Dude, what? Where? I didn't want to go inside. I did not want to go inside. But there's the master. And we can now move on with our lives. Okay. Alright. Just open all this stuff and let's go. Ooh, where's the exit? There's the exit. Is there any reason to go home? Not yet. We're just gonna go to the next realm. How long have we been going? We've been going 42 minutes. It's getting up there, but I think we've brought it back to a decent pace. Alright, so there's a good chance that we'll run into a Sturdy Gargantuan in this round. We'll get a chance to test out our new macro. Alright. I mean, I'm not gonna go out of my way to get into combat with enemies. Ooh, nice. Oh, hey, triple master fight. Abomination master, right? Haven't seen this in a while. Always nice to get a lot of masteries done in one go. Cosmic Giants are a bit of a pain just because of their damage reduction, I think. And that was, I think, I didn't even read that. Yeah, that was the Colossus Master. Right. Open a bunch more chests. Alright. And then there shouldn't be a master in the rest of the realm if you've gotten that encounter. Alright, that was pretty nice. Now we'll get a chance to test this out. It does work. It does work. It does work. Alright. Oh boy, alright. it does work. You know what? I'm really glad we did that, because now there's another enemy that just we never, assuming it doesn't get changed in the update, here's another enemy that we just never have to worry about. And instead of getting frustrated fighting them, be like, oh, it's so slow, we just found a solution. And that's the beauty of this game. This game is intimidating, it's very complicated. It's very complicated, but there's so many things in there that if you spend a bit of time and you think, somewhere in one of the many thousands and thousands and thousands of options you have, there's gonna be something in there that is very likely gonna be the solution to whatever problem you're having. Hey, we're getting more engineer achievements as well. That's pretty nice. Alright. Alright. Now I feel pretty happy about this episode. There's another nether boss, it's Furnace. Alright. We got a master as well, 9 enemies. And a bunch of garbage in that fight. I hate any enemy that survives the start of combat spells. I prefer enemies that just die in one hit. Alright. Alright, gotta go down. Gotta find our friend. Whichever master it is, we just gotta find you. First, let's take out Furnace. And we took him out with a booze spell, so that's that just feels extra nice. I remember early on, before I had my build sorted out, Furnace was one of the nether bosses that gave a lot of trouble, because if you're just going like round to round, and if he's able to do damage to you, and if you can't do, you know, if you can't just instantly kill him, he can do a lot of garbage with his booze spells. Fights against him can be very chaotic. Just like random spells happening. There's just complete, like, it can be incomprehensible at times, just like all of the crazy stuff that's going on. So we're not done yet. We do need to track down this master. Okay, where are you, dude? Like, see, where have we not been? Is it gonna be in like one of these dots? What? What? Surely you're not in this tiny bit of unexplored area to the left? You are. Well, shit. Well, shit. Okay, that's a bit more priest mastery. Okay, let's keep on going. New realm, nobody in this realm, but I think the next false god shouldn't be that far away. Alright. We gotta settle the dispute, which means we gotta do the mini quest. And then of course we gotta hunt down the master as well. Which I think might be you. Yep. Easy. Getting a... I mean, as we're progressing through, we're just gaining mastery as a byproduct of going down into the realms. Because I do insist on getting the master in every single realm. So that's just a, you know, a bit of permanent progress that's being added with just about every single realm. I think the only time we won't get it is if somehow we win the realm, but then either die to the master, which is unlikely, or get killed by something else before the master, which is also unlikely, but sometimes you can get into unwinnable fights with our party. That's, you know, the Achilles heel of this party would be an enemy that doesn't take indirect damage and then has defense that is so high that you can't penetrate it with our attacks. Because we do some damage with attacks, but this is not an attack based. This is not a party of attack specialists. So we have run into a couple situations where it's just, especially on realm instability, where the right combination of things just, or the wrong combination, as it were, just makes things unwinnable. What do we need to do? Oh, we need to talk to you. What's that? Orange. So just these things, right? Alright. That's pretty decent. Here we go. Imp Impington, the false god. We'll do this on instability. 355 is a decent bonus going to a random realm. And let's see how this goes. How deep are we into this episode? 53 minutes. It'll be about an hour long. Not too bad. Not too shabby. What the fuck is... Oh, mother... Chance to resist damage is... Bunch of garbage. It's a bunch of garbage. Alright. It's garbage because I don't think games need stuff like this where you... I mean, it's not that we lost the fight, it's that the fight went longer than it needed to, and there was literally nothing. It's not like, oh, there was some clever thing we could have done. No, they just don't take damage, right? I guess instant kills would maybe bypass that because it's just switching the enemy from alive to dead without doing damage, but like instant kills have so many exceptions to them that you wouldn't. And why would you want to build like an instant kill, like a one hit KO party just to deal with this crappy, you know, a modifier which frankly shouldn't even exist in the game. It just needs to it just needs to be taken out. It's just not. It actively makes the game worse for this instability modifier, right? it's only there, and this game is not alone in this. Every game that comes out, even fantastic games, have at least one thing in them that seems like it was put there just because I guess developers have all collectively agreed that there needs to be at least one thing in a game that actively annoys the player. Like, for no other reason than to annoy the player, there are things put in. I don't. There's a. I think it's gonna be one of those things where we look back on it and future video game developers will be like, wow, why did we do that? Why did we think it was necessary to do that? Sort of how, like, you know how early video games always had scores because they were trying to mimic sports, and then for a while in like the late 90s and maybe even the fuck off, dude, and the early aughts, like video games would just have like a score on top, even if it didn't do anything, right? Like you beat Might and Magic 6, and at the end of the game it gives you a score in this, immersive role-playing game, right? So, and then in the future developers were like, oh, we didn't need to do that. Devs were just doing that because they felt obligated to do it. Similar to that, people are going to be looking at things, especially RNG-based things, which make players either lose for no reason or waste their time for no reason. And I think devs are going to look back at this 30 years from now and be like, why did we put this stuff in our games? Or why did they put this stuff in their games? That was kind of maybe not warranted. But yeah, Slay the Spire is full. It's full of things like this. Binding of Isaac as well, full of things that'll waste your time, and there's nothing you can do about them other than just sit there and take it. Fuck off! There's 3 more enemies. Oh my god, dude! This realm is okay. Listen, let's just get it done. There's one of them. Oh my god, fuck off, dude. Fuck off, dude. Oh. Gotta find one. Really hope. I haven't looked at all of the patch notes. Really hope that they change the way false gods are summoned, because this system, it doesn't need to be like this. And this I don't think was done to troll the players. I think it was just done in to make sure that you don't just immediately attack the false god upon entering the realm. There's better ways to. Has it spawned like here? It has spawned here. Weird. Anyway, so I don't think the dev was necessarily trolling us because of like on this one thing, but still, I think the game would be improved if the spawning for false gods depended on something other than just tracking down every single enemy on the map. Maybe there's just like an altar, and on that altar you just straight away select all 5 buffs and debuffs, and then maybe through that it generates the false god portal. I'm just gonna pick a random thing, I don't care. Heaping treasure gives us, man, that's a pretty pathetic amount of nature guild reputation. But whatever, it's okay. Hey, hey, look at that. We can hand in an assassination. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait until the pilgrimage is also done. We'll hand in the entire Rune of Prophecies in one go. Cause how much more is there to do? Only 2 more realms. Only 2 more realms, but we're gonna do those 2 more realms next episode. I'm gonna just let this treasure golem go, because they're very annoying to fight with the fermented hops parties, because they're just immune to indirect damage. That's another thing. Treasure golems should not be immune to indirect damage. I don't see why they should be given this boss level characteristic of being immune to indirect damage. Even when bosses have it, it's a bit much. I feel like too many bosses are immune to indirect damage. But that's a whole separate that's a bit more subjective, so I'm not gonna make any definitive claims that, you know, my opinion is right on that, because I could see the other side of it as well. Anyway, it's time to wrap up this episode. We're hanging on to our projects, and we'll hand them in next time. For now, let's just reflect on what was accomplished. I think we got a couple of achievements, or maybe like at least one. Yeah, no, we just got an engineer achievement, but we made progress on a few different things. Let's see how we're doing on smashing stuff in the realms. Getting up towards 41,000 resource nodes, and, you know, double that for breakable objects. Making good progress on treasure chests as well, so that's pretty good. How are we doing on defending? Over 81,000. Alright, that's pretty good. How are we doing on some of this other stuff? Hang on. How are we doing on some of this other stuff? Peculiar collection still slowly getting there. Anything else? I feel like I'm... Oh yeah, how are we doing on anointments? We should be 3 away from that achievement. Yeah, so we'll get those 3 anointments next week. So that was pretty good, and we'll hand in another Rune of Prophecies as well. A fully completed one, no less, so that'll be pretty nice. Yeah, feeling pretty good about that. Ooh, another pretty important thing this episode was the change we made to our, first of all, our spell loadout, and then our macros. So now Sturdy Gargantuans are essentially a solved problem, and they were a pretty big problem, because a lot of the frustrating fights I've had previously was because of them, and Wormhole doesn't work on them. I think Wormhole should work, because it feels like it should work, but Wormhole for some reason doesn't work, but Timewalk does work, so at least we fixed that, and I guess that's kind of like the highlight for this episode, the you know, the slight change we made to our macro is the highlight for this episode. But you know what, I like it's a pretty big moment, right? These macros save you a lot of time and energy, and to have a whole type of creature that we just never need to worry about again, it's a huge relief. And yeah, I'm gonna call that a win. Anyway, I think that's all for this episode. So I'm gonna say thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed yourselves, and hope you'll join me next week, where we are going to be finishing the Anointment achievement. That's going to be another huge moment for the series. But yeah, until then, take care.